Thank you, Robina, and thanks for everything that you're doing for the industry. I believe this is one of the things that has been one of the opportunities that has been graced to the artists, because having an online show gives the chance to many artists to echo out their issues, their voices, and whatever they are feeling, because artists, we are very individualistic. So if you don't come to us, we hardly come to you. So I'm Wadimba Edward, the president of the Uganda Visual Artists and Designers Association, and I'm also the chairperson of the newly formed East African Visual Arts Council. So I'm not only responsible for Uganda, but East Africa in general. And on the other hand, also I'm the chairman of Atilio Network Uganda. So we neglected the Ugandan market. That is a very true point. Because I remember when I was growing up, your mother or your neighbor would ask you, can you paint me? And most of can you do a sculpture? Yes. And that question was telling us something. I need to buy something from you, but can it communicate to me? And I think artists now are starting to realize that the Ugandan market is there, but we just need to tap into it. The way the musicians did, the comedians and all that. So we are working upon teaching artists to appreciate the local market.
Simon Peter Katumba is my name. I'm glad to be here, and I'm more privileged to be your guest today. And I'm happy for this initiative, for you have tried to push us as artists to be in the limelight, to be heard by everyone. And I thank all the listeners. It's been a long journey as artists through this pandemic. But we are trying to cope up, Maybe as time goes by, we shall see what to do, but it's been tough times,
But you still have your studio at home?
Yeah.
Still intact?
Yeah, we still try to push on.
No, that's good for you.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you so much.
Well, as us artists, mostly students, the lockdown has quite been a challenge, but at the same time I see it as an opportunity, because as us students, when we are there at school, it's almost like spoon feeding. But right now things are going online, and it's up to you as the students, as an artist, to work on yourself from home, from wherever you are, to be able to be part of the world that is on. Well, from the start, right when COVID came in, it was really a huge challenge to our students. It was something new. I personally, it happened to me without really knowing that it's actually COVID, and we hoped for schools to open in a week's time. But it lasted 2 months, then a year, then it's now more than 1 year. We are closing up to 2 years. So the challenge has been for us to get off from the traditional way of studying, traditional way of accessing materials, and what we've known art as. Most people think about art as mainly drawing pictures, painting, what. But the COVID has actually opened our eyes to more materials in art. Right now we are trying to be flexible to use materials that are around us, so that we can create something. We can create something throughout this
experimenting process.
As students, we are still learning and we are experimenting.
My name is Courtesy Jacqueline Kalange. I am a visual artist that does more of painting and sculpting. We're not limited to it. So for the communities I've worked with, I work with different communities, people that collect plastics, because I am working with plastic for this particular festival, Kampala Art 2021. So I got this plastic from them, I interacted with them, and I managed to purchase this plastic from them. And then I also interact with the welding community. That is where my studio is, in Namere. The place is called Mad Welders. So I'm working with people that have a great expertise in welding. So yes, and then I'm also going to work with how should I call it, the poets, the performers, the dancers, to have my entire piece have a feel of completion.
Are you going to work with me also?
Yes, I'm going to work with you. Actually, I shared a message with you on one of your socials, but you haven't yet seen it. Yeah, so is there anything else that you'd like me to throw more light on?
Yeah.
Okay.
We want to know, like, what challenges have you faced during the lockdown, like mentally and financially?
It was challenging at the start because it was the first of a kind that I was experiencing, just like anybody else. But then along the way, I kind of picked up myself and tried to pause, rethink, reimagine, regrow, renovate, resketch. I just did the re's in all my things with support from other fellow artists. For example, the 32 Degrees team was always there for us. And even other artists from other communities kept on checking on us. And then we also I faced the challenge of material access, given the fact that I work with materials from the environment. So I also do painting. I got a scarcity of paint materials, but then thank God my fellow artists sold some to me. So in general, it was a trying time mentally. Psychologically is mental, obviously. Physically, it was trying. Yeah. So for me, but I thank God I managed to, see the positive side of this all, and I managed to get myself back on my feet.
Hello, everyone is saying hello.
Hi.
Hello. Baba.
We are now here at Senene Island, and we are very much interested in connecting with people in Jinja.
Okay, hi everyone. I think I'll just stick with English because we're on the call with Anthony, the founder of the Creative Tribe. Anyway, well, for us as the Creative Tribe, COVID, I think, majorly affected our physical programming, because before COVID, we had events for music and poetry and exhibitions in person. But COVID made it kind of impossible to do those events anymore because of the large gatherings. But that is kind of not the only reason why we decided to make the transition online. The first online show we did was actually not really driven by COVID. It was during elections, and we had a show that was kind of political, like a lot of political content. So we're like, you know what, our partners in Ginger might not want us to have it in a physical space because of any implications. So that's the first time we did the show online. And then after that, we were like, you know what, we could actually build a platform so that people could also do this, have their shows reach everyone without having to have a physical space. Yeah. And then lockdown happened. And we're like, oh, okay, that's good. We're prepared.
But as a Creative Tribe, we don't necessarily, well, our foundation is on technology, so all the other disciplines kind of are built around how technology, everything meets at the crossroads of technology, art, music, poetry, all the things that we focus on as, all the creative disciplines.
Yeah, man.
So we use bamboo as our signature, as our livelihood signature. We use bamboo to create different artistic material, artistic pieces like cups, for example, bottles, flasks. We also make beds. We have a workshop.
Okay, so the workshop.
We have a workshop, but initially now we're doing it at the island sometimes.
Okay, so the workshop is not on the island, it's somewhere else?
The workshop right now is closed, but the work is done at the island. We also do displays around. We also have crafts around, beautiful crafts that people make. Yeah.
And due to COVID, there were a lot of challenges, including eviction, that kind of led the people to get together on the island?
At the time when I was being evicted, I wasn't sad. I wasn't, you know, I was just normal, I was happy. Even I was talking to the landlord and landlady, we are talking normal. I'm not pleading. Even they looked at me like, is he really mad?
And how have you, during this COVID time where most of the artists have been displaced, dispersed, how have you been able to reach them, and how has communication, been able to go through?
How we've been able to, well, the Creative Tribe is also a collective, so we do have people within our community that are already part of the news and the progress of making all these tools.
Yeah.
So we have been able to reach out to those people in our community, and the people outside of those communities usually just, if we see somebody has a project coming up that we think is interesting, or we want to be part of it, we just reach out and be like, hey, you're doing this, we're doing this, let's just do it together.
Yeah, mostly online, because we're actually in Ginger, and people, I mean, everyone thinks that we're in Kampala. We're like, no, we're not in Kampala.
So that means actually there's a number of artists that are out there and art communities that are not connected to the bigger groups, just because they are not receiving information, right? But thank you so much for joining us on this call and for taking the time to tell us about Creative Tribe and share with us. I don't know if anybody else wants to say anything you want to say. No. It seems like you've left us with a ray of sunshine. You guys have given us a smile.
Yeah.
And let's hope to continue. Thank you so much for your contribution, and we shall be in touch and we shall share what we have. And I think you can also share what you have. Yeah. And that's the way we normally start, is that you
each one teach one,
and from Creative Tribe there's been a lot that has been learned, and we hope that from Bamboo Concept there's also a lot that you have learned. Thank you so much. Bye for now. Bye. Have a good Sunday. Hello.
Yes, so I had a question. Should I just go ahead and ask?
Yes.
All right, thank you for having me. I hope there are not too many questions. It's mainly one in 3 different parts. So I wanted to ask, as visual artists are interested with depicting situations and circumstances, how broad has the pandemic created a new world of art altogether? And for how long do we expect to see this era in the art world? In regards to seeing some of the situations that have been going on with the COVID pandemic, seeing it on canvas, seeing it out there, how long do we expect that this will become the new thing that everyone is looking to express themselves in that way?
We don't have to limit ourselves,
COVID has never limited creativity, because creativity is limitless. You can't use up creativity. So even though there is COVID, as artists we don't see COVID. For us, we see maybe a new era has come in, whereby even as artists we are new. We are trying to risking ourselves. So we don't see COVID as a challenge. We see COVID as a change.
Yeah, people have been living in situations, in struggle, in sufferation, nothing to eat, nothing to drink, no water to drink. And for so long, neboyita mu Kampala eddoboozi lya mpaya ekikumi libaawo naye ng'ekikumi kiriwera ddi. senene buli omu agamba senene senene waneeno kyekifo mu nsi yonna unity weegenda okukola ki okutandikira kyekifo where freedom, maximum love, and each one of us here is representing where he's coming from. So we stand together as brothers and sisters in one direction of mindset, you know. Ngabo manyi every artist blocker kuchintu kino
twetaaga nsi yonna
kugamba twetaaga ensi yonna ku kino ekintu kinene kino kitugatta erijja kitugatta kugamba kituleeta erijja kubanga mujja n'amajja gajja bannange